Hi, you guys. My name is Julie Dart. I am a psychic medium, author, and storyteller. And I wanted to share a story today with you all called Peter Pan. So here it goes. When I was younger, I was in a heavy relationship with somebody and totally forgot who I was and became everything that I thought that they would need in order to have a perfect relationship and so on. And one day I found out that this person who I changed my whole life for was cheating, and I was devastated. And the person the lady that he had cheated on me with was working at a company and it had the name Peter Pan in the title. That's important to know for later. And as much as I tried to go forward and heal this situation, it was not healing. One of the reasons why is because I had young children at the time. So anytime that I heard the name Peter Pan, I would just freak out and remember this person. And so as much as I was trying to move on with my life, it just seemed to not be working. So I do this thing in my psychic readings. I call upon God and the angels to help me with my gift. It's something that I just learned early on, and it seems to really help me connect. And every time I've called upon God and the angels, I've gotten an answer, maybe not immediately, but soon after. So I did what I normally do when I feel stuck. I said, God and angels, please show me what I need to know to go forward. And I kept seeing, like, you need to go to Ireland and do some writing. Like, that's your roots. My dad had yet passed, so he always wanted to go there. So I said, that's it. I'm going to go to Ireland. And there was a teacher there that was giving a course with another medium, and I thought, I'll just go there and I'll assist them. I had not written any books up to this point. I hadn't really even done any mediumship readings. I just knew that I had this gift of reading people. I am a Reiki master, so I would give Reiki treatments, and I could hear, see, or feel their loved ones with them on the other side and give them like these intuitive messages. But I did no way in shape or form feel qualified enough to give an official mediumship reading. So I wanted to go and learn some more from these teachers, and I thought, what a better way to advance my skill than to go over there in my homeland and with all my ancestors like cheering me on. And so I went over to Ireland for this event, and right before I left, a good friend of mine, Tammy, which is side note, I have a book called I Am Home, and if you read that story and you see Tammy in it, you'll know that Tammy has been one of my friends who have guided me the whole way through this before I even knew I was a psychic medium. So she gave me this book by Gordon Smith. I had no idea who he was. I had no idea about the book. When on the airplane, since it was a long flight, I read this book, and this guy's name was Gordon Smith, and he's a medium, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. Then I go to the event, and Gordon Smith is the medium who's helping the teacher that I came to help. So this is like so insane in a good way. So I check into the hotel. Again, I'm feeling good about this decision, but at the same time, my heart is hurting. I pray every day, God and angels, please help me heal this. And this subject of Peter Pan is still like hurts my heart. When someone says it, you might as well be saying the girl's name. That's how much it hurt me, just because I put those together. And so when I landed, and I also look for signs while I'm doing things, my taxi driver's name was John, and when I got in the car, it was 1212. Well, my dad's name was John, and he died on December 12th. So I took that as 1212, December 12th. This is my dad approving of my trip to Ireland. It's almost like he's guiding me to on this trip. So just fast forward to the taxi driver drops me off. Beautiful hotel. The place where I'm assisting for the event the next day is a castle. So I go check myself into the hotel, grab some lunch, walk over, and just so I know where the event's going to be. And it's just beautiful castle. I don't know the name of it or how long it's been there, but you can tell like it's definitely has some history to it, and I'm just in awe of the greenery around and how majestic this castle looks. So I go back and I sleep and wake up and go to the event the next day. And I'm really feeling elated because I've stood in my power, made this trip by myself. I'm an empath, so I get very nervous to travel but there was just something, it was like carrying me through this, and it felt so good. And so I get to the castle and I'm assisting with book signings. I'm assisting with microphones as the teacher and the medium give readings to people in the audience. I am a mic runner and I'm happy to do that. So the reason I'm telling you that is many of the audience members are seeing me partake and be a helper in this. So it's really lovely that that they could rely on me, and I felt so good being a helper, and I was learning a lot, hopefully knowing one day I would be doing this and standing on stage and giving readings. At the time, again, not doing it yet, but really getting excited that this would be a possibility, and how much these readings were really helping people connect to their loved ones on the other side, and as they were receiving healing messages. And so then the class was breaking, and they were done for the day, and they did have how many readings they could do, and each one of them did a book signing, which I assisted them in as well. And as that happened, the crowd started to disperse, and there was a lady standing off to the side with her friend, and her friend was in front of her, kind of like arms crossed. You could tell she was like super protective and everything. And she said, my friend wants a reading from you. And I said, oh, I give angel readings, like with my angel cards, but I've never done like a mediumship reading without doing Reiki. I don't know if I could do it. And she said, well, she came here to get a reading today and she wasn't able to get a reading from anybody. And so we're really she's really drawn to you. And I wanted to see if you could give her a reading. But so her friend, the one who wants a reading, looks really open, but her friend is standing in front of her is very protective, and I get that. I'm really glad actually that people don't go into this half-heartedly, that they are skeptics, because you never know if someone has the official gift or if you're being scammed, just like anything else, just like a doctor, a counselor, or a priest or church or wherever you're going to. Just really shop around to make sure they're authentic people, because at the end of the day, they are people. Does that make sense to you? So I'm glad that they were trusting their gut, and I was flattered that they were choosing me. And so a surge of energy just said, Julie, just try this. It wasn't an outer being voice, just my inner dialogue was just like, just try this, just see how it goes. So I said, okay, and the crowd is dispersing, but there's still some people there kind of chatting. So I would say there were about maybe 400 people at this event that day. And so they're still dispersing, meaning that it's still crowded. So I said to this lady, can I grab your friend's hand? And she said, sure. And so I grab her friend's hand and I hold it. And I said, God and angels, please show me what I need to know about. And the lady mentioned her name 3 times for me. And I was like, okay, perfect. And I said, I see a little girl. Did you lose a little girl? And the lady goes, yeah. Meanwhile, now her friends moved a little bit, but she's still kind of glaring at me from the side. And I'm face to face with the lady I'm giving a reading to. So I said, and she was sick. I'm sensing she was sick before she passed, that this wasn't an accident, because I can see her feeling ill for a while, or something like put toxic in her blood or something. And she said, yeah. And I said, almost feels like a leukemia or something. And she goes, yeah, that's close to it. And I said, okay. And I go, good to know. And I said, I'm sure I didn't say good to know. No, wait a minute. I said, okay. And then as I'm holding her hand, I said, she's telling me for you to tell your husband that, she says, Daddy's funny. It's really important that you tell him that. She goes, yeah, he didn't want to come today because it would be too painful to him if he either didn't get a message or someone couldn't connect. And I said, I understand that. And I said, when I ask her what she wants me to have you tell him for her, she just says that Daddy's so funny and that she loves him very much. And I said, it almost feels like she was sick in bed and he would bring her like silly foods or something, like plastic foods. And she goes, he did. He one time put a rubber chicken on this platter and lifted it up and said, here's your dinner. And she's like, silly Daddy. So I said, yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting. It's really important that you tell your husband thank you for handling things the way that he did. He made her laugh till the very end, and that Daddy is very silly and that she loves him very much. She said, okay. And then she said, is there anything else that you have for me? And I said, let me see what I can see. And I said, it's like you're standing out at a kitchen window and you're washing dishes. I said, she shows me like a bird coming around. So please know that I feel like that's how she comes to you, kind of like either like, I don't know if it's a bird or like something winged, but it's out while you're doing your dishes. It's like right there. And she says, okay. And then she says, anything else? And I said, did you used to take her to go like say hi to horses? Because she shows me a carrot and she's giving it to a horse. And she said, yeah, our neighbors had horses. That was her favorite thing to do. And I said, okay, I see that. And I said, And she said, what? And I said, she wants you to know that she's not in pain anymore. It still makes me cry. She's not in any pain anymore. She's flying around in the sky. She's flying around like in the sky like a fair, like an angel, I said. And I said, no. She's flying around, and I'm still holding her hand. She's flying around in the sky like a fairy from the movie. And I said, Peter, and before I could say Pan, she said, Pan, Peter Pan. And she collapsed, and I went down on the floor with her, and we just hugged. We hugged for so long, and her friend was crying, and everybody kind of stopped, and it was dead silence because remember, they're exiting, and everybody stopped and was staring at us. And she said, I told my daughter that if you want to send me a sign today, if you can please send me a sign. I know Peter Pan was your favorite movie. And if you say Peter Pan to somebody, I'll know that you're okay. And I'll be able to be at peace. So can you please choose somebody to give me a reading tomorrow, sweetie, and have them say Peter Pan? I don't know how to even describe, as I'm telling you this, how magical that story was. And how much this lady had no idea that me giving her a reading was helping me so much in return for helping her. And I immediately thought, when we have pain, maybe God doesn't heal it that second, which is hard for us because then we lose faith. It's like, God, you don't want me to be in this pain. I'm crying out to you. I'm on my knees crying, and you're not answering my prayers. But then God works it out in such a magical way that from that day on, I will never be sad when I hear the name Peter Pan anymore, because it was from that very betrayal that I started to learn Reiki, that I started to do angel cards, that I started to become who I really always needed to be. And I had the courage to do that. So something that hurt me so bad was something that put me on such a better path. And I'm not with that person anymore. So I don't have to be around them. We were together a while after, but it just ended up not working out after that betrayal. But I will always remember that is what was the catalyst to put me on my healing path. And as I was leaving, the lady's friend, who looked so stern and so stoic, was crying and gave me a hug and said, we thought we came here to get a reading from those two people. And I really think that we came here today to meet you. And I don't know where those people are. Hopefully this video will help it reach them, hopefully. I would like to thank this lady so much, because she has no idea how much her Peter Pan story helped me heal as well. And it was just a beautiful day for both of us. So the reason I'm telling these stories is if you are feeling disheartened today and you're wondering why something happened to you and how it's ever going to heal, I want you to know that I'm a strong believer, and that if we pray, hope or wish, it's all the same thing. A prayer, a hope, a wish is for something positive to happen from either the universe, God, or whoever we believe in for our higher power. I don't define that for anybody. I don't think anybody should. I call it God because to me, God is love, and that's it. God is unconditional love. And I can feel it when I do my readings that it's right for me. And so when you call upon your higher power to help you, just, it's going to take some action on your part. You're going to have to move where you can. And sometimes it's going to take you to, it's going to take everything for you to be very brave. I felt so betrayed and so mad and so hurt. The last thing I wanted to do was to go and learn Reiki or get angel cards. But I just felt like God's going to help me have my mess be my message and my pain be my gain, which is everything. It's like every intention that I set and why I'm doing what I'm doing, as far as like why I'm doing my readings, why I'm growing my company, why I'm writing my books, and why I am making these videos is really truly because I want to help somebody. I went to college for human development and ended up really not working in that career after my kids were older. But after this awaken happening, I just still want to help people all my life. That's all I wanted to do. So I'm hoping that this message hits you today in some way, where you are maybe looking for something to change and wondering why it's not changing. My blessing for you today, my advice to you is move where you can. Pray and move where you can and let God do the rest. And it sometimes is going to maybe take longer than you thought. It doesn't mean that God's not with you. It just means that God has a better plan of healing this, better than what you could ever imagine. So I'm just asking God and angels to be with these beautiful people that are watching this. How miraculous this would get if it ever got back to this lady and her friend. I would just want to thank her so much. She has still to this day no idea that me giving her a reading about Peter Pan was the very thing I needed to stand in my power, love myself and my life, forgive, and move forward to a better place, which is what my prayer for each and every one of you watching today. Thank you so much for tuning in to my story time. And just if you want to stay tuned on my YouTube channel, I'm just going to be posting these stories periodically as I feel drawn to share them with you. All right, many blessings to everybody. Oh, and sidebar, I always forget to do this as people ask if I still do readings. I'm still doing private readings. I also do Zoom parties. If anybody wants to do a Zoom angel reading with their family, it's really fun to do that as well. I don't do in-person readings, but I do phone readings. And so you can just check out my website. It's www.peace-serenity.com. I'll try to put that in the comments below. And I also have a book, if you're wondering how mediumship works or anything like that, I have a book called I Am Home. It is available on Amazon. And I also have some fun, because of my love for children and Peter Pan, I do have some fun children's books. The Night the Moon Was Hiding, which is one of my first stories. Ellie stands up to the bully to help kids who are being bullied, to give them tools in a way through a story to help them deal with that situation. My favorite book is Layla Saves the Day, about a porcupine who's told she's too small to become a superhero. But Layla believes in herself and ends up becoming the biggest superhero her town's ever seen. And my last book is The Adventures of Jimmy and His Red Jacket, which is about a boy who has lost his mom, lives with his dad, and is very much needing a change in life. So he's starting middle school and he wishes his life would be different. And he stumbles upon a jacket that he thinks is magic. So each time he makes a wish, it comes true. So it's a very wonderful book, kind of like a cross between Harry Potter and Stand By Me. So those are my books if you're interested in reading more. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be making more videos and I hope to see you soon. I hope this finds you well and have a beautiful day. Till I see you again. Bye.